Dear friends, I've been given the opportunity to talk to you about the South Eastern Baptist Association, or SEBA. The Baptist Union is divided into 13 associations, and ours is one of the larger ones. Not by area, but by the number of churches represented. There are over 50 churches affiliated to SEBA. Our division is South Kent, and I am your SEBA Executive Representative, Gerard Sigrid. The SEBA Executive is a body that meets 6 times per year to discuss and make policy within the general guidance of the Baptist Union. We seek to discern God's will for our broader community in the same way that you do so at a church meeting. SEBA receives no money directly from your church or any other. All churches affiliated to the Baptist Union of Great Britain should make a donation directly to the BU, and a proportion of that money is allocated to SEBA. The funding formula is complex and was under review when the coronavirus outbreak occurred. This has now been put on hold for the time being. Naturally, we urge all churches to fulfill their financial obligations. Strangely, or perhaps not, the smaller churches tend to do so in full. It is the larger churches that, in some cases, default. So what then do we do with the money that we receive? The largest proportion goes to running Home Mission, which was devolved to the associations some time ago. SEBA currently supports 8 established churches and 2 church plants through Home Mission. Home Mission allows a church that would not otherwise be able to do so to call a minister. Home Mission is not designed to prop up a failing church. It is there to support mission. Churches in receipt of Home Mission can receive the equivalent of up to half a minister's stipend, in rare cases a little more. But it is expected that the amount should go down each succeeding year until it reaches 0. You can well understand, I'm sure, that the year to date has put a strain on the finances of all churches. SEBA does have some contingency funds, a reserve primarily created by the sale of church buildings that are no longer in use, although only 50% of these sales go to the association. Although there might seem to be a generous reserve at present, the Lord has been good to us. That will undoubtedly prove to be less than generous compared to the demands that will come upon it during the coming year. Church giving has stood up well to date across the nation, but it is down, and SEBA has already been informed by the BU that there will be a clawback from the funds committed to us due to the financial downturn. That is likely to be about £60,000. That is about 6 half stipends worth. Of course, Home Mission is not the only concern of SEBA. We fund mission in terms of church planting. There are some exciting things happen all around our association. I draw your attention particularly to the Bread of Life project in Strood, where a former church building is being converted into a bakery, cafe and drop-in centre. This is a large project, but other projects, very worthy in themselves, may need a cash injection of as little as £1,000 to get them underway. SEBA also pays the stipend of the regional ministers. Until Easter, we had 2 full-time and 1 part-time 50% regional ministers, but currently only have 2 full-timers. There is a reorganisation planned within SEBA, and the additional duties thus created will be redistributed. The regional ministers will be well known to your own minister and perform many diverse functions. If church members meet them, it usually means that something has gone wrong, which is unfortunate. But when you need them, you really need them. One of the more pleasant duties of the regional ministry is finding new ministers and matching them to churches that need such. That's new ministers coming out of college, fresh ideas and fresh drive. Not that I am saying that experienced ministers cannot have that too. There are other things that SEBA provides, such as training and the safeguarding officer. However, I must not go on for too long. What I must not neglect to say is that we pray for you. Individual churches can pass their prayer requests to their rep, that's me in your case, to be passed on to the executive and to all the other reps. For your consideration, there is something we would like to recommend to you. Could you form a mini network with a couple of other churches? 3 is a good number, 1 larger church and 2 smaller ones, perhaps. Could you then support each other? That does not need to be financial support, though it might be. Could you lend or borrow musicians and singers? Do you have a plumber or an electrician in your congregation that could give advice? Would you like that sort of advice? Perhaps your treasurer has financial skills that he could share, or perhaps he would like to take advice on. Do you have lay preachers that could help out? Would you like to hear a different voice from time to time? We are all part of the body, and bodies only function as a whole, not as individual parts. Put another way, we are stronger together than we are as individual entities. Bless you all.